we are accessing now 19D, not 28.
19.
28, it's supposed to come.
Okay.
Okay,
8 to 10. Okay.
right. So now I'm going back to our training things like, see here, yeah, you can see these are all we covered. OTM or product history, current version, 5.5 to 6.4, 4.2 cloud versions, OTM on-premise to versus to cloud. Okay, and we discussed like I gave some docs.oracle link, OTM integration and future roadmaps and everything. I explained in the last session. You remember, like there will be REST APIs, all these things we discussed. Okay.
Last session, the demo session.
Yeah, demo session only. I'm telling demo session after we had one more session, right?
No,
On the
that time
morning.
I didn't. I didn't attend it. I
Uh,
attended only demo only.
yeah, the
Later I
demo
didn't.
itself only we covered. These are the things. See, my remember point. This session you covered.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is what I'm
Okay.
trying to tell you on this particular this section. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Integration and future roadmaps.
Yeah. I'm just making yourself like you completed this particular topic. Okay. Okay. So now introduction to introduction of OTM and GTM and core OTM modules and GTM module. And this is I'm going to discuss now. Okay. So OTM core modules means you just make a note. This is already there here. Order management, shipment management, contract and rate management, configuration and administration, and these are all like functional modules. Configuration and administration and business process automation, and these we too call as a technical modules. Technical modules means in any application, I mean, normally what will happen in our EBS and all, for each module they create a they given a menu called setup. So setups are like I would say it's a configuration, functional configurations and all. But what I'm trying to tell you, contract and rate management and configuration and administration and business process automation, you have to consider a module called sysadmin in the EBS. Okay, so
All three
so
considered as
these
a
two, these
okay.
two, configuration and administration and business process automation, you just consider as a sysadmin module in the EBS. So why you have to consider sysadmin module as a EBS mean? Using a sysadmin, you can create a menus, you can create roles, you can create all access controls, everything. It's a kind of, these two modules are relevant to that. So
Okay.
operational planning and financials, sourcing, fleet management, these are all again a functional modules. So out of this like 9 list, so two only the technical modules, and other 7 are functional modules. Okay,
Okay.
so you can stop me anytime if you have any doubt. So what order management will cover? So order management is a subject area. We call it a subject area, or you can say functional area, or you can say when you say menu means it's a technical.
Yeah.
Order management is a functional area or a subject area which handles the entire orders from different external system and orders from the orders within OTM. What is orders? So orders are nothing but order can be a purchase order, order can be a sales order, order can be a quotation, order can be a transport order, order can be a material movement. You can call any term, okay? But what is this module will do? Whether you can create orders in within OTM, uh, or you can call this you can use this module for integration purpose. When we are going to use integration purpose, when we are going to use OTM as a standalone product. Standalone product means you know very well. without taking any other application help. If this application is trying to provide a solution for business, then we call as it's a standalone module. If this application is trying to receive orders from different external systems, such as ERPs or any legacy systems, so that time we call this module as this application called as a integrated application. So earlier I'm telling standalone application, and another thing is I'm saying this is as an integrated application. So when it will work as an integrated application, when it will work as a silo application, means it's all depends on the business. So there is no hard and fast and rule, and this application only has to work standalone, or it has to work only integration. There is no such rule. See, if their business is having like multiple ERP products, and OTM will consider as a logistics solution means, and this will be one of the solution in their IT landscape. But if this is a product like working for a small logistics company, and they don't have any other operations, only logistics they are using this application, then you can consider this as a silo application. This is the difference. So when it is, if it is a silo application means, what you do, instead of creating orders in external systems and all, you come here, you create orders here. So under purchase order, you see this, you will create a order. So this order base is nothing but it's again a OTM term. But this purchase order is a general term. So under purchase order, you are creating a order base. Order base is nothing but, again you can call in OTM terms, in general term, this order base is nothing but a purchase order. But why they are calling order based means, we are not a person to conclude, or I would say confirm. You can call as a purchase order. If you want to rename, you can rename. But by OTM standard, what they did, they call as a purchase order is a menu, main menu, order base as a sub menu. But order base, if you look at, if you go inside, the behavior is exactly like a purchase order. I hope it's clear for you.
Yeah.
Right. So what is order baseline? What is order based ship unit? What is order based release and instructions? These are all we will discuss in the detailed session. At this moment, what I'm trying to tell you, the order management module, which covers a sales order, purchase orders, all inbound orders, outbound orders, material order, transport order, X, Y, Z, what you say related to any order, and you have to talk in this particular subject area. You should not jump into shipment management. You should not jump into contract and rate management. You should not jump into other module. When anybody is telling about like order related things, by default, blindly, you have to go to this navigation. Okay. In EBS, if someone is talking purchase order, will you go and open anything like in a planning module? Will you go work on the something like maintenance module? No. Whenever someone say purchase order, your mind always strikes, okay, it's a procurement application, and I have to go to purchasing module. Same way, when anyone is talking about orders related things, your mindset has always it has to open in the order management menu, and there only you have to search all your records. Okay. So what is shipment management? So shipment management here, difference between a order and shipment. In order, any purchase order or sales order in OTM, there is no service provider information or service provider detail, or his payment for the service. So when he is going to deliver, and when he is going to pick up, and what truck size he is going to bring, all this information at order management level, order level, you will not find. The reason, it's a plain order. When this plain order, if you create a shipment, so what system will do that? System will try to assign the service provider, assign the financial charges, and assign the equipment. So transport related what are the like objects, I would say, what are the process has to apply, everything it will apply into the order base. So you can say order, and then it creates a shipment. If someone is ask you what is the difference between a order and shipment in OTM, mean you have to say simple. Order is just like a simple information of source and destination, what is the material, what is the quantity, when it has to pick, when it has to deliver. This is a simple information. What shipment will contain, it will have a service provider, equipment sizes, what we are going to pay to the service provider charges, when he is going to pick the material, when he is going to deliver the material, who is the driver, what is the power unit, all transport related functionalities, or I would say information you will see on the shipment. So if anyone asks you what is order management mean, order management it consists of like only order detail. Shipment management it having like details
Service
on
provider
top of the
details.
order, and it will have a service provider, driver, all this information. So when you process the order, the output is a shipment.
So here, service provider is who carry the items from source to destination.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So is it clear?
Yeah,
So I'm talking in a layman terms.
yeah,
We'll come into the transportation terms. So if someone, if anytime if someone asks you like what is the difference between order management and shipment management, just a simple answer. Order will not contain any service provider detail. It's just a item detail, source and destination, and early pickup date and delivery date. That's it. What shipment is contained? Driver, power unit, equipment, service provider, financial charges. Why I'm not maintaining all these charges, all the details at order level means the order is nothing but it's a purchase order. Order is nothing but it's a sales order. Sales order level, you will not mention what equipment you want. You will not mention which driver you want. You will not mention which service provider you want. You will mention in service provider details as a shipping method in sales order level. But that if you implement in OTM and whatever you mentioned shipping method at sales order level, OTM will ignore. That means if you extend your logistics solution, whatever you put logistics information at order level, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
I hope it's clear for you.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm just giving an introduction of the modules. What is the contract and rate management? So contract and rate management, which covers a contract between a manufacturer and service provider. That's it. It's a simple statement. What contract management will do? A contract between manufacturer and service provider.
Okay,
So
like a contract.
yeah. So what is a contract? So so you are hiring a car, or I mean to say you are booking a cab, Uber cab. The contract between Uber and you he has to move, he has to like pick up you from your home and he has to drop into the particular office. That is a contract. It is a short-term contract until the trip. But if you come to the logistics, it is not like as a short-term contract. So they will do year-end contracts and they will tell that kilometer this is the charges, and for this particular item this is the charges, and there are so many parameters they will define into the contract level. So all this talk, all the charges, whatever they're going to discuss, manufacturer and service provider, to manage that, the module called a contract and rate management. I gave a simple shot. So what order management, what shipment management, what contract management. So these are all like, you would say, blind identities. Or you can say raw identities. Raw identities means you can say like whenever anyone asks you order management, instead of telling like fancy things to convey him, you can tell a simple terms. Whenever someone asks shipment management, instead of telling like all fancy words, You can talk like a very simple word. This is the thing we'll do. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. As I mentioned, business process automation and configuration administration. I mentioned straight away. I compared with the technical module. Technical modules means all user management, all automation related, all menus, functions, all screen sets, everything we can do into these two modules. Okay.
Okay.
What is operational planning? So operational planning is a module called schedules. Example, this module will handle the ground schedule, and this module will handle the example vessel schedules. You can see schedule management. So example, your vessel is going to this particular time and it will reach to one particular time. So it's not something like a truck. So vessels always follow some rules and guidelines, and they have to stay loading time in the port. They have to reach to one particular place and what time it will go. All these things. At the same time, we in air cargo also, it's not just something like as a truckload. There will be a, I would say, loading point, and people, I mean, there is a cargo loading, and there will be a schedule. So I mean to say, other than like, I would say, truckload services, 90% of the charterways or air transport modes, they all follow the schedules. It's not just something, the airport is empty, we can land there. They have to be follow some rules. Is it right or wrong?
Yeah, yeah. Schedule on schedule basis.
Right. Even truckloads also, sometimes we have a ground schedules. When you do ground schedule, when you do repetitive business means every time, every day you have a milk van business. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time milk van business. So van business is what?
Every day he has to import
Okay.
the milk and deliver to
Yeah.
the customers.
So when they do everyday business, uh, everyday business. So what will happen? Like you have to prepare a ground schedule. So when you have like as a repetitive kind of process, then only in truckload case you will prepare the ground schedules. So my straight point is what? This operational planning, it's a more focus on the schedules of the air and vessel and truckload and other like functionality related things. But whenever someone asks you what your operational planning will do, your straightforward answer, operational planning, it will handle the schedules of the ground, vessel, air. So these are the things you have to explain.
Okay.
Clear? I hope it's clear for you.
Yep.
Okay, what is OTM financials? OTM financials, it's like it works for the two kind of solutions. One is OTM product you can implement for the manufacturers, and OTM product you can implement for the service providers. This topic in the demo class I explained. So who is going to implement OTM? Based on that, the financial transaction will change. So uh, if you implement OTM for like a manufacturer, he always buy a services and he will always pay invoice to the service providers. So in that case, they will call as a payment invoice management, and they do all payment invoice. I want to say account payable invoice. And the same OTM implemented to service provider, in that case, service provider, what he will do that he will charge to the customer. See, in that case, what will happen? The same manufacturer, if he's not implemented OTM, he is taking services from the service provider. Then what will happen? This manufacturer has to pay the money to the service provider. In manufacturer point of view, it's a payment, but it's service provider point of view, it's a collection bill. So he is going to collect the bills. So whenever you implement OTM, first you have to think yourself, you are in a which character? Are you in a manufacturer character or you are in a service provider character? And you have to think to whom you implementing. If you understand these theorems or like this main core point, then you can able to tell the solution. So
Hmm.
now,
How
yeah,
should we can find out whether we are in manufacturer side or in service provider by seeing
that's
the
it. So
occupation
to based on your client, if your
client
client is
profile?
Tata Steels, so who will be? So he will be always a manufacturer.
Manufacturer. Yeah.
You're implementing for DHL, and DHL will always a service provider.
Service provider. Yeah, depends on that manufacturer or service provider. You can see.
Yeah, yeah. Is it clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Good. So now the important point, like what you have to understand, financials will handle the payments and like I would say billing process. But this OTM financials do not have an option to bank related things and reconciliation, settlements, and settlement means like a check process, wire payment method, all this, it's not possible. So it's just a basics, basic financials, and always to extend this financials, you have to use a module called EBS AR or AP, or if you use SAP, you can use have to use a FICO. So just to raise an invoice, that's it. You can't do payments or anything. So whatever you raise a bill or invoice, this has to interface to any one of the other ERP, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. What is sourcing and fleet management? So sourcing is, you can see if I go sourcing, now what is this sourcing means? Example, you want to like I would say do a contract with the new service provider. So when you do a contract with new service provider, you are a manufacturer. So in that case, what will happen? You can't go and directly do a contract with the service provider based on your company terms and rules and all. So what he has to do that he has to do a bidding. So he has to do all the like bidding process. Example, you can see you are trying to do something, a government project will invite a bids, so all contractors they'll come and they will do the bidding, and then government will find one contractor and they will give the contract to them. The same manner, so here also, like in OTM, if you want make something like a project base, or I would say some instant request, or I would say unplanned things or planned things. Example, you got suddenly to China, to export the item from India to China. You got suddenly 100 tons order. That 100 tons order you never expected, and you don't have a subcontractor or a service provider to do the business with China. So what you have to do that you can't go into a market and to directly find one person and you can use him as a subcontractor. So your company have a set of rules, and you have to invite a bidding, and you have to tell this is my 100-ton quantity, who is going to give best price. So to handle all these things, what we have a module called sourcing. So
Okay.
you announce like 100 tons requirement, and all your subcontractors they will come and they will tell you each ton wise how much we are going to charge, what is my pricing and everything. If you do all analysis and everything, so if the things are happy, then what you do that like you will able to do the mm, I would say contract in the OTM. So it is a more structured way. It's a more structured way rather than like creating a directly contract in the OTM. I already mentioned, to create a directly contract in OTM, the module called, we use a contract and rate management. And if it is like you want to go so through sourcing, and there will be additional steps. Are you with me?
Yeah, yeah,
So when they are going to sourcing, if there is any something like project related, or if they have company have a structured onboarding of the particular service provider. Onboarding means you can't bring any person as a
yes,
contractor directly into OTM. So your business is an international business, and you have to verify them, and you have to do proper analysis in the particular process. You can't bring like a person as a directly as a subcontractor. Okay.
yeah,
So module last one. So we have a module called fleet management. What is fleet management means? Fleet management, it's a just again a kind of master data configuration, and I would say uh, in simple words, you have a driver, you have a engines, you have a equipments, and you have something like yeah, these are your typical like assets. So all these typical assets, if you want to manage in OTM, what you have to do that, and it's not managing as a master data, and you want to utilize them into your business. So in that case, all the driver configuration, all the power unit, all equipment related thing, everything we cover under the like this fleet management. So fleet management, it's not mandatory to implement OTM. If you want to track a driver, if you want to track the particular equipment, tracking is nothing but how many assets you have, how many you utilize, how many are under in transit, or how many are like available. To know detail level things, you have to implement a fleet management. If you don't want to maintain all these things, it's fleet management, it doesn't matter. So any shipment, any driver can go. I will maintain in or by Excel or something. I will say manually, hey man, you can go. Hey man, you can go this side. I can do that. But if you want to make a structure based on their calendars, their work schedule, and if you want make everything like proper way, then you have to implement fleet management. And this fleet management, it will work on top of the OTM core modules. Core modules is nothing but shipment management and contract management. I hope all the
yeah,
module briefs are okay. Okay,
yeah,
right. So now we are jumping into now OTM master data. What is OTM master data? Uh, so like you can see here, this is the master data. Where we create a master data, this master data, each master data have a different navigation. So here items and package item. So what is items and package item? So items are nothing but which you move from one place to another place. So the first thumb rule or like key important point in OTM, you will not define service items. You always define material only, goods only. For services, OTM do not require. Example, doctor is doing a like I would say treatments and operations. When you go to hospital, for surgeries, they will call one item code. For like medication, they will call as a one item code, and for physiotherapy, they will call as a one item code. And the same hospital, they also have a tablets. They have something like medical equipment, and they have something like uh, example, all medicines, equipments, all distilleries, all medical records. So they have both items. So if I implement OTM for hospital, this OTM has to work for their physical goods movement,
yeah,
medicines and all this. Whatever doctor is doing a services, operations or medication, that items I don't have a scope to do in OTM. The reason it's a service is going to deliver by the person. So it is not required any transportation. So if you define, I would say, all services in your ERP as items, if you send that services to OTM, OTM can't do anything. So it is a kind of sense why we use a OTM. We use OTM only for the material movement, not for the like
Service.
services. So any service purchase order creates in like procurement application, or any service related sales order created in any order management application, that we should not interface to OTM. So where you have to restrict, either you have to restrict in the your source application, or you have to restrict in the middleware. So that time data will not come to OTM.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, what is item? So here, why we do create a item in OTM? So as I mentioned, items, when you integrate or when you implement this solution as an integrated solution, this item, package item, whatever we are going to discuss now, it's not required to define in OTM. Why? You will write a logic or a kind of a solution whenever new item created in the EBS or SAP or any Infor or any external system. What they do that, to avoid the manual work, what they're going to do that, they do a synchronization program in the middleware. Whenever any item creates, they do sync with the other external application, and the other external application automatically they do it will create a master data. So example, I will tell you, in there is a company called, I mean to say, G. Every month they create 200 or 300 items in their core application. So if they don't do like a proper synchronization program, or they don't prepare or develop a proper interface program, someone has to appoint OTM like maintenance guy, and he has to create the same 300 items in the OTM, and it will be a manual effort, and he do manual mistakes. So many things he will do that. So to avoid all these things, what they do that, using middleware help. So they what they do that, they create a item synchronization interface, and if it's available, they will use or they will develop, and once they create item, immediately it will trigger to OTM and it will create a item in OTM also. But
So
why we have
actually,
to
they will
learn this?
create items in the middleware or in OTM.
No, middleware is just a layer between the source system to external system. So source system to target system. I'm telling you that everything we do create in the source system, but middleware helps to interface. The reason, source system tables and source system columns and all are different. Target system tables, columns, and everything different.
Yeah.
Middleware is the system. It understands the between source and destination, and it will create two such items in the order. Create means it's not manual creation or front end creation. It will be a interface. It will trigger the required backend programs. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, what is item and why we have to create item? To understand, to fix these issues anytime in future. Example, some name you have to modify, or some expiration date you have to modify, some NMFC article you have to modify, or example, you want to do something as a support job. If anything, anytime, any issues comes, or anytime, you should know the navigation of the like item. So that is the reason we are like defining the item. This way I consider as a like router. So here, this is the only item. So you can see there are other fields. So I'm not giving anything. So in OTM, what is the mandatory field? Item ID, item name. Just I'll click a finish. So when I'm going to give additional information here, when I'm going to give additional information means it's all again a business requirement. Okay, I want to tell you one thing. So effective date, expiry date, I may get from the external system through integration. commodity I may get. But SITC ID, HTS ID, NMFC class ID, NMFC article ID, STCC ID, IATR, SCR code, and other inputs are there. This I'm not maintaining in my ERP. So in that case, what you have to do that from logistics point of view, these are all one of the field is important for your business. So what you have to do, either you have to come to this particular screen and you have to update that field manually all the items, or what you have to do that you have to import this item through CSVs, and in the CSVs you will find this particular column and you will update this column in the CSVs and you will upload again into the OTM. Then every record will update with the STCC ID. To understand, to manage, to maintain, to use, you have to know the navigation. I hope it's clear for you.
Yeah.
Right. So that is what I'm repeatedly telling. Either where you have to like either where you have to maintain all these things, you have to understand very clearly, and otherwise, what will happen? You will not be able to follow sometime like what exactly issues happening, what is the challenge and all these things. So because of that, like we are going to do the this particular process. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, now you understand.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now what we are doing, 90% of the things, 90% of the things we define in the external system only, but we will use this particular application to manage or maintain the things. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So now, what is item? We already mentioned this item is nothing but a material item which moves from the one particular place to another place. So if you have a purchase order, then you create item means it doesn't mean. So items you define for your business. Whenever any order comes with that item, you will create a shipment for that. So for creating a shipment, instantly you will not create item anytime in the application. Item is a master data. It is a fix.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So now, what is package item? So package item is nothing but, so there are two things. Package item is nothing but like if you buy any item, it will be packed into one particular package. Is it right or wrong? Example, you're buying like a cake. So the cake is under the package of the cake box. So if you're buying something like, I would say, crude oil you're buying. So it will come into the barrel box. I mean, and example, if I give you like a better example, you are buying like a diesel generator. So the diesel generator, what they do that, they may not have any package item. Generator is an item and diesel generator, again, you can call as a package item. Maybe they will do something like as a, I mean to say cover wrapper to avoid the scratches, but the cover wrapper is not a package item. So that means what I want to tell you, all the items may have a package item, all the items may not have the package item. So package item, why we required in OTM means, so to manage your equipment and to optimize your equipment, you have to give a proper sizes. If you do not have a package item as a separate box, so then system will consider your item as a like as a package item. If your item is different and your package item sizes are different, and system has to understand that what is your package item sizes, what is your item size. Example, I'll give you one example. So your item size is a 1 feet. Your equipment size is a 10 feet. So how many items you can incorporate into the equipment?
Maximum 10.
Sorry?
10, right?
Yeah. So you can incorporate into 10.
Yeah.
So if your package item also there, and your including your package item, your item size is 1.5 feet, and now your equipment size is 10 feet. Now you tell me how many package items or items you can incorporate into the equipment. So 10
Less
by
than
1.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you understand finally? So to manage your equipment or to manage your transportation and all, if the items and package item sizes are vary, you have to define in the OTM. Then, so system will follow the particular inputs, and like it will follow the, and it will create the optimization, and it will select the proper shipment. Uh, Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
We created like item, and we are discussing now package item. So you can see what is the standard behavior in OTM. Like whenever you create item, so it will create the package item. So if I go edit here, you can see in the bottom, you can see in the bottom. So this is the old item, but just now we created another item. This is the item we created. You see AK 0022 I created. You can see package item also created by system automatically.
Oh,
Why
that's
system
nice.
is created package item automatically means whether you use or not. So system will consider, and package item is a requirement for the transportation. If you give separate sizes for package item, system will consider separate sizes. If you don't give any separate sizes, and system will consider, okay, this guy using only item, a package item and item both are same. I no need to worry about the package item size. Consider that item is here, and I want to create a package item sizes. Here, see, 90% you have to understand one point. When you implement a package item, what is the purpose of knowing about the item sizes? So You always put your item into the inside the package item. Then you have to consider only package item dimensions only. If you consider item dimensions also, no matter. The reason you are not sending item as a separate, you are putting into package item. So that is the reason they designed like that. Dimensions details they didn't give into the item level, they only gave the dimensions details at a package item level.
Yeah.
So here I will say 100 lb and I will say 1 feet and I'll say 1 feet and I'll say 1 feet. Okay, I'll say finish. That means this package item have sizes. Whenever I use this item next time, so system automatically it will check whether package item is there or not, and then system will go and check any dimensions are there or not. Once any dimensions are available, one second. Okay, sorry Ravi. So
Yeah.
I'm getting calls. So
No problem.
okay, so here what we are discussing. So item level you can see accessories and here. So what is item level accessories? So you tell me accessorials means what? Item accessorials.
Like properties,
What properties?
accessories. Like let's say, for example, if you take a mobile, the accessories like charger, those
Yeah.
kind of.
So to understand your mindset, only I ask this question. This is not accessorials or there is no accessories. You have to read
Accessories. Oh,
properly.
okay. Okay.
Accessorials. What is accessorials? When I say accessories, you buy a TV remote and
Yeah.
all the batteries and all. It's not that one.
Okay.
Okay. Accessorials mean example to move this item, what kind of service you want. To move this item, what kind of additional charge is going to apply. Those are all we call as a accessorials.
Okay.
See, your perception is whatever you think. 90% of the people they answered the same. Even initially when I was in initial days of the OTM, even I thought of as accessorial means it's mobile, all panels and all. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, accessorials
Accessories.
means what special services, what additional cost you want to apply. Example, you are moving something like a very big power turbine. So that power turbine required like a very big crane and very big. I mean, people need like something like experts. So these are all. It is additional cost, and to move that item, you need to maintain somewhere in your OTM. Otherwise, OTM how it will understand what exactly services you want.
What additional services we require for the item? This nothing
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
These are
yeah,
accessories.
yeah, yeah. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So here you just go to remarks, and if you go to features, so now here you can create a item and a child item relation. See, this is the item you're defining. If you can give a parent item also, I will say here parent item. This is what my parent item, and to create this item, this child item count is required 4. So this is what I can do a relation also. These are all, I would say, item attributes, item extra informations, all these things. So example, item you did not know about the color. So there is no field to maintain a color here.
Yeah.
So example, if you want to handle all these things, what you have to do that, you have to maintain under the item attribute level, or you can say reference qualifier. Reference qualifiers are nothing but in EBS we call it a DFS. Here we call it a reference qualifier.
DFFs are nothing but this reference number qualifier.
Reference qualifier. So here we'll maintain all the reference qualifiers and we will maintain the colors and all. I will say finish. Okay, so it's just I opened multiple times. There were 3 changes made. Okay, it will show sometime this error. Just click on show changes, and once you click on show changes, I'm just minimizing. So here you have to click the save changes. It's just a catchy error. It doesn't matter. Okay, every time it will not come. Some cases it will come. If you keep on opening that object, and if you don't save, if you move something, then it will come. Okay, now what we discussed item and package item.
Yeah.
So now we are going to discuss the major part. Okay. So yesterday you are joined calendars and notification. Is it right?
Calendars and contact notification.
Right. Good. So we are going to talk now locations and corporations. Okay. So what is location here?
And this
So look,
packed unit and transport handling unit.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will cover everything. So what is locations?
No location. Okay.
So locations are in OTM is nothing but you can consider all customer places, all warehouses, whatever physical activity you do in the manufacturing too, like till customer delivery in procure to pay cycle, or say O2C cycle. All physical places are we consider as a locations. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Right. In your ERP system, maybe you will define a bank. Sometimes maybe I don't think so. You'll give a bank address and all, but bank you will create bank account number and you all do this. But bank it's not just it's a physical place normally. But in ERP also we don't care about whether it's a physical place or something. We only enter the bank account details. Maybe I don't know which application can allow you to enter the bank address and all, but I don't see any bank address columns and all in the ERP. But bank details, it doesn't matter for OTM. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. Now what is the matter? All bill to locations doesn't matter to OTM. See, your head office is located into nice place in high-tech city, Hyderabad, and all bills will go to the particular high-tech city, and all your materials it will go to like somewhere in your Hyderabad, Patancheru or something. So in that case, Patancheru is the matter for OTM. Hyderabad high-tech city is a nice cool office. It doesn't matter for OTM.
Okay.
What I mean to say, build to locations, we are not going to create an OTM. Only shift to locations only will create an OTM as a locations.
Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Build to location not considering in OTM.
It doesn't matter. That's what I'm telling. Build to location, service item, it's not required in OTM. Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to create a location now. Navigation called shipment management, and just go to location manager, and here you just click on new. So I would like to tell you one more thing. Locations also will not create an OTM. Where we'll create all these locations exactly in another application. When you create a customer ship to location in customer location in your ERP, it's nothing but an OTM. It's a location. When you create a supplier in ERP, it's nothing but location in OTM. So what we do, again, we all this master data what we define in ERP, that also will synchronize to OTM. But why we have to follow again in OTM navigation? Always my answer, OTM is a logistics application. In ERP, the concentration of the supplier creation and the customer creation in terms of the ERP process. They may not give a full fields for the like logistics point of view. Even who are going to create a suppliers in ERP, he don't consider about logistics point of view. So he always consider supplier point of view, what information he want, that only he will fill, and rest of the information he will not fill. So sometimes what will happen, you will get a supplier information but you will not get a full information. So you have to do something manually, or you have to do through CSV, or you have to do through automation agent. So either of the way you have to update the location details in the OTM. If you don't update details in the OTM, OTM will not give a proper results for you. So why we have to know the navigation now? To modify, to play around, to get the logic, to get the exact functionality. Is it
Yeah.
clear for you?
Yeah.
I will say Mexico. So why we have to learn all this? We are not doing any, we are not giving access to you integrated solution. We only giving a so application access for OTM. So always our learning we have to consider within OTM only. So I'm telling for you what to fill and what not to fill. Okay. So here I gave a location ID. I can give Ram, Beam, or Michael, or any name. It doesn't matter for OTM. So it name OTM won't understand. OTM understand only these things. What is the country code, and what is the postal code, and what is the longitude or latitude of the information. So if you give your name and if you tell Mexico also, system understand, okay, it's a Mexico only. So the reason, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you write you define a supplier or customer at EBS, is it application asking exact supplier name or customer name? For our understanding, we are defining exact name. If you give ABC, also system understand ABC. If you tell XYZ or any blunder, also system accept. The reason, it doesn't matter for system what you giving. It's only matter for you. So here, see, Mexico means you should not create a location for entire country. So you have to tell Mexico what is the supplier exact location. Supplier is located into street number 4 and city called Mexico, and his address and all. Exactly in OTM you have to define same way. Supplier also, when you define, when you say US supplier means, you will not say US supplier directly. You will say it's a GE infrastructure and his address, everything you will return as a same location. Also you have to tell exactly where he is located. So see, normally when you implement this application for real time, then you will take real data from the supplier and all these things. So now, if a real supplier, if I want to find in front of you, to find a supplier, I will take lot of time. So that is the reason what I'm doing. I'm directly taking Mexico longitude, latitudes and all. But when you define something in OTM in real time, you should not take this information as a as a dummies or from Google and all. You have to select a proper details. Does it make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Mexico, and I mentioned. So what is AK Mexico? It doesn't meaning anything, but we are practicing. So when we are practicing, and you have to make sense. When you're making something, you have to tell G supplier, G supplier. You have to say address line number, whether address fixed or not. So these are all you have to do in the OTM. So here major part what I mentioned in OTM, when you define a location, if you give only country, it's enough. Just click on roles. So location role profile. So here you have to give ship from ship to. So I repeat again. See here, uh, once I come to roles, you have to click the new location role profile. So that what is the meaning? Whether this location is airport, whether this location is like a shipping dock, whether this location is a vessel location, to tell to system, we have to give the role. Whenever you say ship from ship to means OTM understand, okay, it is a warehouse, or it will understand it's a customer location. So ship from ship to is always a mandatory for any location.
Yeah.
Even though you give airport, even though you give vessel location and all, but you have to give ship from ship to. So this is the important point. So other than this, just nothing is matter. So I created only one location, and if you want to build, uh, a proper shipment, what do you want? You need a one more location. This location I'll consider as source, and another location I'll consider as a destination. So here, this location, now I'm copying. So how I'm copying? Go to actions, location management, utilities, copy location. So copy location is something like I don't need to give everything. So now few information system will capture. I will say Mexico, my location as a 2 location name. So first location I'm considering as a Mexico 1, and this location I'm considering a Mexico 2. So normally what is Mexico 1, Mexico 2 means it's not wrong, right way. You have to tell Mexico 1 is your supplier, proper supplier name, and Mexico 2 is your proper customer name. So here longitude, latitude also you have to Google, and you have to put the right guy. I'm changing now to differentiate. I'm just changing the like here the longitude, latitude, some digits. The reason I want to differentiate. So again, you can see country is copied from there, and longitude, latitude also copied from the previous location, and you can see roles also copied from the previous location. So if everything is there, I don't want to change anything much. I'll say simple finish. So that is the advantage of the copy location. So what is copy? Instead of creating new, we create everything from scratch.
As it is. Yeah.
So copy is nothing but we, instead of creating a scratch, we copy the transaction or like object. We do a modification according to requirement, and we'll do that. So you see this, there are additional fields. What is this additional fields? So additional fields mean you can see corporation. What is corporation mean? I would say supplier is running a kind of business, kind of 3 to 4 businesses, but you always want to bill, or you want to do a discussion with only corporate office only. You don't want to talk with anything like I would say sub businesses, or I would say sub legal entities. So you have a good business with the corporate level. I mean to say who is the top level. So you want to maintain the corporation information at location level. That means you see Tata Sons is a corporation. Under Tata Sons, you have like Tata TCS, you have Tata Steel, you have a Tata Motors, and all these things. So you doing a business with the Tata Sons means it doesn't matter, you can talk with the Tata Motors or something. So all the contracts you are getting from the Tata Sons means Tata Sons will be a superhero on that and superpower. So if you maintain a corporation information, it is an information at location level. You are maintaining that, okay, this, even though he's a Mexico, AK Mexico, his corporation is this guy, and we need to bill or collect invoice, everything we will do from the corporation level. So uh, if you want to do such kind of transactions, then you will use a corporation. If you're not using that, and you just like not required. See, I am going to create a corporation here on the fly. I will say AK Corp. So I will say Mexico. Okay, so who is the involved party contact? What is the communication method? And what is his country, what is his VAT registration. So these are all we can give, and we will build scenario if you are doing something, billing and all to the particular corporation. If you're not doing anything billing to corporation, only you are doing individual, this corporation is not required. Just for your information, I'm explaining here. Is it clear,
Okay.
corporation?
Yeah. So in generally, in which scenario we can use this?
Yeah, good point. That's what I'm telling you, right? You are like, I would say, DHL is
Like
running a
faster
business.
delivery, or suppose if it is getting delay somewhere in between.
No, 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 no. I will tell you. So how it is going to work? You are like a DHL, and you're
Mhm.
doing services for the Reliance. So you are doing like Reliance all I would say sub entities related delivery part and everything. And what Reliance is telling that you do not send bill to any guy. You just send bill to the my corporate office on the name of like Reliance Geo. I
Yeah.
mean Geo or whatever the corporation. So in that case, so Geo will handle all the billing part, and these guys has to like only do billing to the Reliance Geo, instead of they sending a bill to Reliance like oil and gas, Reliance like whatever other entries. I mean power and all. So they don't want to send bill to any one of these sub legal entities. They will only send to the like corporate level. That is the purpose of the corporation.
Okay.
Okay. So now you understand what is the corporation, what is the like locations.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to the uh, packaging unit and transport handling unit. Just give me 1 second pause. So I want to verify a few things. Okay. Okay. I'm back. So here, what we discussed, topics we covered like item and package item, and locations and corporations, calendars and contact notification, and commodities we will discuss, and packaging unit and transport handling will discuss. Okay, so now I want to discuss now like packaging unit.
Yeah.
So what is packaging unit? So packaging unit is nothing but, see, you always understand one definition very clearly. The definition is where you want to store your material, how you want to pack the material, and what is your uh, like uh, packing mechanism. So if you not understand these things, and you will not understand the topic called uh, packaging unit and transport handling unit. So here you have to understand, this is a very simple theorem. So you have to understand very clearly. Item is 2 feet. Okay. So as I mentioned, when is your item is means you have to consider here your item and package item both are same. Okay, packaged item. Okay. So 2 feet item is nothing but, I will say here what will be a 2 feet item, cooler. Okay, cooler. 2 feet item. So what will be the ship unit? Ship unit, or you can say packaging unit. Packaging unit for this particular cooler. Normally, for this package item, what you will do that you will not maintain as a separately packaging unit. The reason, cooler is an individual box. You can't put this coolers into another big box. So this cooler you have to put on top of the pallet. So the pallet is transport handling unit. You can say cooler pallet. Okay, this is one example. I will tell you another example. So item is I would say uh, item, I would say what we can call, okay, headsets. Headset. Okay, as I mentioned, package item also we are considering in OTM same only. Package item also same. This is example 1 feet. So here packaging unit is a cotton, and which carries the 10 headsets. And here transport handling unit again I call as a pallet only. It carries the 10 cottons of headsets. Is it clear?
Pallet,
So
pallet means what, Abhinav?
pallet is nothing but wooden pallet. In the bottom, if you go any malls and all, they'll put the product on the pallet and they will ship the material using a pallet, wooden pallet.
Wooden pallet. Okay.
So I'll show here. This is the pallet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Clear?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now this is the pallet thing. So now what you have to do, now if I go to here, this particular screen, so when I come to here, equipment is 200 feet equipment. See, 200 feet is nothing but it is a cubic feet. Cubic, CUFT, cubic feet. That means total size is 200 feet. So now, just tell me your item is 1 feet means uh, like 10 headsets where you will keep. Example, you require 100 feet packaging unit, 100 cubic feet. Yes.
Yeah.
So 100 cubic feet packaging unit, 10 cottons you can keep into one particular pallet. That means this pallet is capable of 1000 cubic feet. Okay. I want to put, I would say here you just ignore. I want to put 10 pallets in one equipment. That means 10 pallets into 1000. That means your equipment cubic feet will be a 1000 cubic feet. Sorry, 10,000 cubic feet. Is it right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't understand this calculation, you will not able to understand packaging unit, transport handling unit, all these things. You have to understand this. You tell me if you have any doubts here.
Yeah. Uh, it's like in packaging unit we are loading items bulk. That is one thing, right? You can.
No, that is what normally you just understand. It's a kind of family tree. You, your mother, your grandmother,
Yeah.
and like your grandmother.
Yeah.
How it is like it's the same family tree. You will put one item, 10 items into one particular cotton. Forget about these terms. 10
Yeah.
cottons you will put into one particular place called pallet.
Yeah.
So 10 pallets you will put into one particular equipment, and you will tell you that if you consider this equipment as a container, I want to go a little bigger.
Mm.
Okay? If it is a one truck, it's different. If you consider this is the equipment as a container, these 100 containers, or I mean to say 1,000 containers, you will load into one vessel.
Yeah.
That means 1,000 into 10,000. You just consider this much big size your vessel. So if I consider this is a lorry, and this is a different example.
Yeah.
If I consider this equipment as a container, I'm just extending my scenario to vessel also. So as of now, you just understand this only. Don't go to vessel now.
Yeah.
This is clear.
Yeah.
So all these definitions where you define now in this application.
Packaging.
Yeah. So first thing is I already gave the package item definitions earlier. So just I'm going back to my order management and material management and package item. So here I will give my package item search here. I will search here. So here if I go this item, you can say this is what my item. I gave the dimensions roughly, but just before you create this, you just create all this calculation in on paper. Then you have to come to here without creating a something in your paper. If you come to here, you will confuse. First, you have to be calculate on paper. Then you have to define all this. And this is very important when you implement OTM with any integrated solutions with ERP and all. The reason ERP level they will not calculate all these things, but in transportation level it is important to manage all your things. In ERP level they calculate differently, but in here you have to in transportation way you have to calculate into different way. So why ERP level they'll calculate a different way means they don't bother about how you ship the logistics, and they will always think on the sales, how many items and all. But in logistics level, you have to optimize your equipment. You have to get most of the items into the particular equipment. So in that case, so you need to know all these setups. So then only you can able to manage your things. You can see this is a place called packaging unit. See, the packaging unit is nothing but the one I discussed here. This is the packaging unit. Okay.
Yep.
So now I'm going to define packaging unit and transport handling unit consider into this example. Okay. So now go to home. Now go to shipment management, power data. Like you have to go to general, and in the bottom you will find the option called shipment specification. So here I have to click new. See, they are calling a term called in the item level packaging unit, but I gave the navigation called ship unit specification. See, it's just a small like label difference, but this you have to remember. If you try to search something packaging unit in OTM, you will not get. You have to try to search the ship unit specification. Then only you will find.
Both are
See,
same.
you both are same.
Okay.
See here, you see unit type, they gave a packaging unit or transport handling.
Okay.
That means why they gave the header like this means using this particular navigation, either you can define a transport handling unit, or you can define as a packaging unit, or you can define as a both. Okay, now why they are telling you can define as a both? That means you just understand in this example, I mean, one of the customer, he don't want to load anything pallet base. So what he want to do, everything he want to load as a cartons. So he don't want any pallet concept. He don't want any lifting comfort or shifting comfort. So you see sometimes any like Unilever products are coming or unloading and loading, you will see a lot of cottons. They will not load through anything like pallet. Pallet is something like in who maintains the equipments, I would say MHs, material handling equipment, or like anything machines they are using, then only the pallet they will use. If they are not using loading level, unloading level, any like equipment, normally what they do, they load everything through a pallets. Sorry, they load through everything as a cottons. One by one, the like labor will unload. So, if in that case, what you have to do, if your packaging item works your ship unit specification, it works like as a both. That means the transport handling unit is the same cotton and the packaging unit also same cotton. That is the meaning of that. So I will not say, I will not select now both now. I will select now first packaging unit. See, whenever I select a packaging unit, you see the difference here. System is showing like packaging unit. These are the information. When I say transport handling unit, you can see parameter saying it changing like on. See, if I say select packaging unit, it's saying other information. If I select like transport handling unit, the behavior is changing. And if I change like both, and it is the same, it is showing. That means, what is transport handling unit? See, transport handling unit always your pallet. Pallet on top of that, you want to put some like cotton. That means whenever you define this transport handling unit, you are telling the system, you can put on top of me anything. That is what you are telling. You got it?
Yeah.
And if I change in, so what you telling to system? No, no, no. You don't put on top of me. Put inside me.
Yeah.
When you put max, what means you can put max this much only.
Okay.
Are you clear?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm selecting now on. So see, it is making a wrong impression. I have to select package unit. See, I should not say name called cotton. I should not say transport handling unit. So if I say transport handling unit, I should not say on. I should say in. Is it clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a cotton inside. This is the transport handling, and you put inside. That is what you have to play around. I'm saying now packaging unit, and I'll say effective volumes, max weight, and all. See here, I'll tell 1.5. 1.5. 1 point. Okay, I'll say 1. So here, this is the configuration. Click on finish. I'm creating one more. I'm creating one more. And here, I will say AK palette. Here I'm selecting this time transport handling. I'm saying on. I'll say here, see, this is what I'm giving roughly, but don't give anything roughly. Okay, this is very crucial. When you are trying to do some scenario, and if you do rough information, and if you ask some doubts, and it will be a huge topic, and I have to explain to you everything. You have to write something on the paper, then justify yourself, then you have to come back. See, do I maintaining anything on paper? Did I calculate anything on the calculation math? It's all maths calculation. So maths means it's not something like algorithms and all. It's just a simple maths. See, if two people coming to your home, and normally you prepare a food for your family with the 2 cups of rice. If two extra people are coming, how many extra cups you have to put the rice for them, or whatever you want to bring the additional vegetables. So these are all why you doing calculation.
General things you can able to
Maybe my example is very bad. I know what bad, what good, but you have to do a calculation. Without doing that calculation, if you ask system to give this result, mean even human itself you can't do that.
yeah.
And how system can give the results? Systems are defined by you.
But
You
in
means
general, so these kind of calculations and all will it get by customer from client or
exactly,
we need to
exactly. But even though customer is provided, to talk with him, you have to have a knowledge on that.
yeah
You have to apply a sense.
yeah
You have to educate them. How you will do all these things?
yeah based on
Right. I just clicked on finish. So now, again, I'm going to this particular package item level. So under material management, okay. Okay, here I would go inside this, and now you can see package item unit. You can see AK headset cottons. Is there right?
yeah
So again, if you come to here, you can able to tell what is the transport handling unit, how many layers you will going to put. So here I will say AK headset pallet. How many layers you will put? You want to put 4 layers. Quantity per layer, you will say 4. Save. You see the relation. It's a package item, and I mentioned a package unit
unit.
information, and under that a packaging unit level, I'm telling that headset a transport handling unit, and I'm telling that quantity per layer and number of layers. That means I'm linking whatever the configurations I did. Technically, I linked everything. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to click on a finish. Okay. Now we are going to discuss again the topic called commodities. What is the topic?
Commodities.
Commodities. So come to order management, material management. Click on commodity. Do I am going speed or you are able to understand?
Yeah. Okay.
See, it's all general topics. So as you are a consultant, and I mean, these are all like you are every day hearing these topics or names and all. So even I am not going speed, I know that. Okay. So what is commodity? Commodity means all electronics we call as a one commodity, all food we call as a one commodity, all alcohol we call as a one commodity, all I would say fuels we call as a one commodity. So can I mix crude oil with fruit juices? Can I keep into one truck crude oil with fruit juices or engine oil with fruit juices?
No.
Why you can't do? It gets smell, it get damaged,
Yeah. Both
it
are
will be lost.
different flavors.
Okay, that is the only fact. So I'm creating now here commodities. When I say GK, or I would say AK food okay. When I say AK food commodities mean, so here I will give here, and in the bottom here you can see food commodity incompatibilities. What is incompatibilities? Which is not going to match with this. Those are all incompatible. See, you can see, I would say, I created a food commodity. So I would say here a liquid medicine. This is the one commodity. I don't want to mix this. So what I differentiated, I created a commodity, and this one I created a I would say before our call. This one also I did not create it into different navigation. I created in the same navigation. But what I'm doing every time when you do, system will ask you incompatible commodity. If you have any incompatible commodities, if you define it, will you have to give. So you can see here I just created, I'm creating new commodity, and I gave the existed commodity as under the incompatible. I'll say finish now. So now you can see I will create one more AK lubricants. This is the lubricants. Now you can see I don't want to define anything incompatible commodity as in a separate navigation. The one I already defined just now, that is also you can see as a under commodity list. You can see it's a AK food commodity. Just now we defined.
Yeah.
That means don't confuse. If you say commodity incompatible means it's a different navigation, or you need to create the same thing only. I'll just click on finish. So what we did, I created a commodity, I created a non-compatible commodity in the same. Now this commodities I have to assign at item level. Go to item, edit. So you can see commodity. See what is this router AK IT infra. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this IT infra, I also have a food incompatible. So you can see food refrigerator. I already mentioned. So now I will add one more incompatible commodity also, AK food commodity. You can add multiple. See, system. I'm telling like technically or functionally. I'm trying to differentiate. So what system will do that? In your order, if you receive a order, line item called router and another line item called fruit juices. So by mistake someone is created, but OTM will not create these two items into a single shipment. It will create a two separate shipments.
Yeah.
Why it will create two separate shipments?
Both are different items.
It's there. We made into the incompatibility list.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we discuss item, packaging unit, transport and location corporations, calendars we discussed, commodities we discussed, equipments and equipment group profiles, service providers, itinerary. Okay. So equipment and equipment group profiles, I gave like very good inputs in the particular recording, but theoretically to satisfy to you, what I'm going to do, I'll explain you the in the theoretically. So just follow the video. 99% same whatever I discussed, same only I defined there. Okay, it will be a repeat topic to you if you follow that particular video as well as if you follow this particular session now. So we will save the time. See, now I just gave a good example for the item, package and unit transport. Likewise, I'll give one example. That example makes sense to you. Okay.
Okay.
So what is equipment?
It's like the items which carry the.
Okay. See, in our general terms, we call as a lorry. In other countries, they call truck, and people and they call something like some their French name. French means yeah. So okay, vehicle. So what is equipment means? You just you understand. Okay. Now I'll come to the navigation. Come to home. Come to home. Shipment management. Under you see management called equipment management. Okay, I will give a layman terms example. You can see what is can you read equipment capacity override, equipment group, equipment equipment type. Okay, so equipment type profile. So equipment group profile. You see,
Yeah.
what are the names you can see here? Equipment, equipment type profile, equipment group profile. What is this? You have any point? Just now you told what is equipment. Then what is equipment type? And what is equipment type profile? What is group? What is group profile? What is a group profile set?
Seems to be similar, but a little bit different should be there.
Sorry?
No, all are related to equipment, but a little difference should be there.
Yes, you answered right away. See, I mean to say, in your family there are like I would say four people are there, and if I ask you, I mean, if anyone comes for survey, and if they ask you like, what is the age group of your family, you'll say my age is 10. I mean, my kid is this, and your age is this, and you will tell quickly. Okay, and I'll ask another question as a survey guy. And in your constitution, how many people are there? How many age groups are there? How many are doing something? You know, your constitution is carrying like 20 lakh people.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Difficult and
No, it is not difficult. You will not go to real survey. He is asking something like as a kind of
general.
information.
Okay.
And he want to pay, if you tell that answer, he want to pay 50,000 to you. You don't want to go outside. Only you have to stay in the home and you have to tell. You have to educate to him.
Yeah.
What you will do that? You will take out the paper. And you will
Hmm.
write something categories, and you will write all these categories. These are the categories. This is some calculation you do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Consider that there is a service provider company. He is maintaining more than 10,000 or 15,000 or 5,000 lorries or trucks, different sizes and all. And his data he want to segregate.
Yes.
Service provider he have to segregate, right? He have a 10 feet equipments for 400. He have a 30 feet equipments 500. He have like flatbed equipments 5,000. And these are all some numbers he has to prepare. Why he has to prepare? He is the asset owning company. He is a service provider company. So uh, all this asset information, all his equipment information, he has to define under as a proper categorized way into the OTM. So that categorized way is nothing but equipment management.
Yeah.
It's one shot. See,
Yeah.
there is here also there is no hard and fast rule. This information also will provide by the client only. Okay. Are you clear?
Yeah.
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 Now, equipment. If I click equipment here, I'll show one thing. Here, when I say click equipment here I will say equipment is nothing but it's my vehicle number. I will say this is what my equipment number. A name also I'll follow this. This is nothing but a equipment chassis number or a registration number. And here, this equipment type, I will say AK box truck.
Abhiram, can we finish by 10 o'clock?
Sorry?
Can we finish by 10 o'clock?
Yeah, we can. But the topic you understand it one shot?
Yeah, yeah, I'm understanding, Abhiram.
Yeah,
I,
there is no very complex definitions and all.
yeah,
See, this is something like asset management. So how you will provide a data for me?
yeah,
How you have already see this is what application won't ask you these details for implementation purpose. You already maintaining in physically to run your business. I mean to
business.
the service provider.
Yeah,
So the same data I'm asking.
yeah,
How service provider will get a request from the manufacturer for the transportation, whether he will get a 10 feet trucks request or 20 feet request, say 30 feet trucks. I'll tell you another example. You want to shift from Hyderabad to Chennai. So when you're trying to contract with any what is that?
Provider.
Provider.
Track. Yeah.
What he will ask first?
We ask for the
Sir, how
each
many
items
feet truck you want, sir? How many sizes you
size.
have? Then he will tell all the list. The
Yeah.
same thing.
Correct.
And he will not tell you anytime, I will send the truck number 234, 433, something when you are talking in the initial talks. When you pay everything and
Sudden.
everything, at the last moment he will tell. The last moment information is this equipment ID.
Oh.
Clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to wind up this topic, and
Yeah.
I'm not explaining equipment group and all in this particular class. The reason there is a proper recording is there.
Okay.
In that recording, I covered everything. You just go through that recording, and I just gave the example. You should feel personally, oh, this topic is discussed. Okay,
Okay.
are we done?
Yeah, I think we are good for today's session. So you just share your details, contact, sorry, payment details. I will pay you the amount. How you want to pay? Either Google Pay or Phone
So
Pay.
your voice is coming very low.
No, I'm just asking. Just let me know your account details. I will pay the amount.
Okay,
Google Pay
okay.
or Phone Pay or how you want to pay.
Uh,